I'm Katie and this is Katie's Kangaroo Pouch. Morning everyone, it is day 21, which means it is blood test time. We are back here. Should look pretty familiar by now. If you're new, welcome. We are about to start round 4 of IVF, so I'm going to go in and get my blood test done. I will be back and check in with you real soon. Hey y'all, so that was fine. I had a freak out on the way to do it. I honestly did not sleep very well last night at all. Yeah, just wasn't feeling very good. Chad was up at 3:30 this morning to get ready to get picked up at 4:10 by a cab for work. He flies out today. So didn't sleep great even before that. Like, I'd actually got back to sleep by the time he woke up at 3:30. Anyway, so I ended up getting things ready for Chloe to leave, grabbed all my stuff, grabbed some food for the day, went out knowing that I had to go about 15 minutes north before going over an hour south to get to work. And I was halfway to the clinic when I realized I did not bring my lab paperwork, and I was like, far out, no. I did look through it this morning, so I knew that, it's the same as my monitoring blood test. It's not like a day 1 blood test, it's a day 21, so it's the same testing. So before I got off the freeway, I tried to head back home, which would have been probably an extra 35 to 40 minute detour, because then we're hitting the brink of the traffic by the time I go home and come back up. Anyway, I checked my glove box and I had one monitoring thing from my last round in my glove box. So I got there and I was thinking to myself, okay, if it's the wrong test, then I'll go home, come back and do it, and I'll just be late to work. But luckily it was fine. They knew what it was. And after 8 o'clock, which is about now, so in a little bit, I'll give the clinic a call just to let them know I've done my day 21 blood test, and hopefully by about 2 o'clock, I will get the message saying I start my round 4 meds either tonight or tomorrow, and pick it all up tonight after work. Excuse me, I look like a hot mess, but that's what a whole day at daycare will do. Finally at like 5:30, I got the message from the nurses saying I'm good to start tonight. I need to go to the pharmacy, which luckily doesn't close till 8 because it is 5:45 now. So yeah, I will head there, pick up my meds and get prepped and start meds tonight. IVF round 4, here we come. Hey friends, so I am home. I've been to pick up my meds. I just got the 1 lot of meds this time because I'm just doing the same medication. Same medication for until my cycle starts. So the instructions I were given was to take this at the same time every night until the first day of my cycle, where I do day 1 blood test, and then they check back in with me and I should be starting my regular stimulant part of the cycle then. So this is a suppression medication. These apparently are pre-filled syringes. I am actually using the ice pack that they gave us to chill the area because, well, if it was anything like my other suppressions, it hurts. I'm going to take it at the same time every night, but I do want to check from my other notes and stuff I got from the information I had, that I just jab it in and take the bubble. So I'll check back in. So from previous experience, the suppression injections hurt, even though it's a different type of medication. I have already washed my hands, but I'm just prepping as I can. So I've got the freezer pack from the freezer bag that they gave me, chilling out the area. And then I've got my heat pack heated up, ready to put on afterwards, because I usually need it. So, because they've got no instructions, I'm just going to do it like I've taken the other ones. It's pre-filled. They did not give me a new sharps container, which they didn't remember to give me last time either, so I'm going to have to go get a new one. That is all ready. I'm going to Medi-Prep the spot that I'm taking it. I wanted to tell you kind of, it's not funny, but a story that felt like it just tied in with my whole IVF process. Luckily I'm in a better place now, but I got an infection. So on my ankle, I got a blister. It turned infected. This is this one. And long story short, oh yeah, this one burns. Sorry, back to the story. So got this infected blister, right? I ended up needing antibiotics, had to check, make sure that it was compatible with the medication so it doesn't interfere with my supply, producing healthy eggs. So it doesn't. I had to wait for the call back from the doctor before I could start taking it, but that's all good. But it just reminded me of how things could have been for me this round. So I guess I kind of just saw this blister as like, it's frustrating. It hurts, this whole infertility thing, right? And it rubs. Every time you put something on, it rubs. And sometimes it can get worse and worse and worse. And if you don't take care of how you're feeling, self-help, self-care, having a good community of people around you to let them know when times are tough and when you're not doing okay, it can fester. And this whole infertility thing, the pain of it can end up taking over your life, right? So at the end of last week, I got to the point where I was limping at the end of the day and my ankle was swollen and I was in so much pain I had to take heavy duty painkillers at night. And it just reminded me like how many of us use different vices to cover the pain without dealing with the issue or the heart of infertility. And it just made me think and pray for everyone else, because luckily and thank God I'm in a good like mental state and feel good about this whole next process. Oh, but so many years. If you're new, like this December, so we are in September, so this December will be 13 years of infertility. And I can tell you what, the first probably 7, I would say my infertility journey was like that festering, unhealthy blister that got infected. And every time I knocked it, it hurt. Every time I would walk on it too long, I was in immense pain. And rather than dealing with the heart of the infertility issues and really giving it over to God, I just felt like I was trying to cover it with things to do, activities, work. And all those things are good and healthy and in bounds as long as you're not using it as a mask. And so if you are in the midst of like the painful part of infertility, where everything sets you off, where everything is just hurtful, can I just encourage you to see someone about it, to talk with someone you trust, to talk to Father God, who will honestly get to the heart of the issue behind it. Because there's so much more to life than limping around with this heartbreak, painful issue of infertility that affects every other part of your life. It wasn't until the doctor prescribed me antibiotics to deal with the underlying stuff of just the painful blister that it started to heal, feel better, the swelling's gone down, I can walk with no pain. And that's what it's like when you give it over to God. And I'm not saying there's not moments like I kicked it today or it hurt, but it's not festering anymore. It's not taking over. My thought life is not all about the pain of what's going on in my ankle. And I hope that makes sense to you, that story. It's just like if you leave that part of you that is so involved in your infertility, and you just let it go on and on and on, it can become an issue. And of course there's going to be times that it hurt, and that's okay. But yeah, just know you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to suffer with the pain until the point where it starts giving you a limp and you look different, the way you walk different, the way you behave different. It doesn't have to get to that point. And if you are there, know that there is a way to heal that. I would love to pray with you. Like I said, I had been in that situation before where it wasn't healthy. My whole thought life, every subconscious thought went back to infertility, and it wasn't healthy. But I feel like finally I'm in a really good, healthy headspace about trusting God with it. And would love to pray with you guys if you have anything like that. Make sure you check me out on Facebook and send me a private message, and I'd love to get in contact with you, or comment below. Yeah, I just would really love to pray with you guys. All right, until next injection, bye. Trying to get it done. I'm trying to get it done in a second. This is my last injection for this first week. Not been too terrible. Just feeling a bit queasy after the injection is done in the evening, but the days I'm feeling fine. Just trying to spread them out even, both sides, so there one spot doesn't get too sore. Just trying to ice it first, that tends to help. And trying to make sure I don't get, these ones have a bit of a air bubble that apparently I do have to get rid of. So that's done, and hopefully I can give it in the next couple of seconds. Just trying to chill off my belly a little bit. It does hurt. This one stings. It burns. And then I feel queasy afterwards. But aside from that, it's going good. I did get Chad to give me one of these injections the other night, which was funny. He did a good job. For some reason, I did not feel queasy that night. So maybe I've just been giving them to myself wrong. But Chad definitely did a better job when it came to me feeling sicky afterwards. But it did pinch a little bit. Yay! Last one done for week 1. Now I'll put my belly away. Yeah, but it's not been bad at all. It's been pretty cruisy actually. And I think I've got at least another week of the suppression injections. And then probably, I don't know, we'll see. Until my next cycle. My next cycle's due in a week, but it may or may not come on time. So it just depends when that starts. And once that starts, I do my day 1 blood test and go in. Oh, that's burning a bit. I have to put this on it. Ow. Yeah, so that's where we are up to. Lots of injections and just waiting for the next cycle to start. Don't forget, if you need prayer, support, or just someone to talk to, reach out to our Facebook page at Katie's Kanga Pouch, and I'd love to support you.